Alright, so Capcom just released the Mercenaries today. So we're gonna go ahead and play some more of that, and I figured I would record each of the characters and just kind of give a general overview of what they do. Depending on how good or bad I do, this should be a decent showing. Currently, I have gotten all the characters unlocked and all the stages unlocked, but for now we're just going to show off all the characters. I particularly like the village, so I'm probably going to play there. But we're going to start off with Leon, who's the all-rounder. During his mayhem mode, he gets a power and speed increase, so it is pretty interesting for this game mode. They gave everyone their own kind of special abilities. Leon in particular is pretty vanilla as far as things go. But he does keep all of his regular attacks and stuff from the campaign. And for this particular game mode, it works like the originals. Just you have 150 enemies, you need to keep up your combo as long as you can. There are timers all around the map that we can use, things like that. So we do want to collect the timers and stuff. I believe the more time you end the game with, the higher your score. So speed is also the name of the game for taking out bunches of enemies. And everyone has their own particular melee attacks as well. Leon has his standard roundhouse kick, as well as his suplex and stuff like that. So basically whatever you see of Leon in the main game, he has here. I didn't get that melee. But as you can see at the bottom, we have two yellow kind of diamonds with a mayhem mode saying that we can activate it. Whenever Leon gets his mayhem mode, he gains speed as well as damage, so he ends up doing a bunch more. Like here, if I show it off, if we get headshots, we get more points, so. But we also move faster. So we're just gonna go for as many headshots as we can, because it gives us more points. It's just better to do. And everyone has differing abilities, like I said. Hunk gets his neck breaker back. Krauser doesn't have the double kick anymore, but he does have his arm still, which actually became his mayhem mode. So, unlike the original where everyone kind of was based like vanilla, they actually all get their own special abilities, kind of like Krauser. So it is pretty cool. Everyone basically became like Krauser. So Krauser isn't the special boy anymore. He kind of has to share the having a special ability. And we definitely want to get rid of the guys on the roofs, because they can get annoying. And as you can see, like before, whenever we do kill enemies, melees give us more whenever we end up finishing an enemy with a melee attack. So headshots also give us just as much, but we do have to worry about the chainsaw guys, so I'm always on the lookout for them. Which he's probably behind us currently. Yeah, right here. But with our mayhem mode, we can absolutely tear him apart. Again, Leon's kind of the precision mayhem mode guy. He wants to go for headshots, gives him a ton of points. So essentially we're just trying to run through, doing everything that we can to take out the 150 villagers that we need to take out. Whenever we see somebody squirming on the ground, I definitely don't want to deal with them. So, just easier to get rid of them on the spot. Get rid of that guy in the background, because the archer guys are super annoying. I think that guy climbing the ladder just blew himself up, so that was kind of funny. And he also blew off Grandma's arm. Kind of messed up. And I'm missing every shot. But we do have these. I'm going to go ahead and throw some of those. And then get rid of this boy. Get rid of that guy up there. That guy can keep his dynamite. I do want to reload my shotgun because it's good in mayhem mode. But yeah, we can also hit multiple enemies whenever we do end up roundhousing, so it's definitely really good. Shotgun's just good at keeping the tempo going. And we do have a chainsaw somewhere, actually two. So we definitely don't want to get hit by them. And the other one's over here. So we do not want to be in the situation we are currently in. Again, just taking advantage of the fact that we have mayhem mode and getting insta-killed by the chainsaw. I took my eyes off her for a second. But that's all it takes in Mercenaries, especially on Village with the chainsaws. But yeah, Leon, he's just kind of an all-rounder. Not super great. I find him kind of boring, honestly, as far as all of them go. He's really good at score. If you check the high scores anyways, he's usually near the top. So, yeah, you can see Leon does put in work for really good people. Not me in particular, but he can be super good. We're going to move on to Luis. Luis, he's super weak in Constitution. He has okay weapons, but Luis is where mayhem mode actually shines. His charge is super quick and does a ton of damage in a big area. So we're just going to go ahead and show that. His shoulder charge is rather weak, but he does have a pipe ability that is pretty decent. His lance charge, I think it's called, something like that. Which is kind of a funny nod to the actual in-game whenever he's messing around, whenever you meet him as Leon. But this pipe, actually pretty decent in damage. But Luis's special is where he really shines. We set down a bundle of dynamite, and it does a ton of AoE damage. And as you can see, it's already pretty much fully charged back up. Like, it is super quick. It can be used multiple times as well, so he can really take advantage of the fact of his mayhem. Like, Luis is probably the reason that mayhem was invented in this game, because he is the definitive, probably better mayhem mode person. And you do get iframes whenever you're using your mayhem mode, so you're actually fully invulnerable whenever he's setting down the TNT. And like I said before, he does get multiples, but you can actually take really good advantage of the fact that you are invulnerable whenever you're setting down this dynamite, and you can set down multiples. Here, just going to take advantage of the fact that I have the TNT invulnerability. Set it next to our big boy again. And it did end up blowing him up, so. And we didn't end up killing that guy. That kind of sucks. But it happens. But yeah, Luis, whenever he doesn't have his mayhem mode, can get pretty easily overwhelmed. He doesn't have a ton of options for combat outside of the melee, or outside of the pistol and a weaker rifle. So you do have to be careful. Whenever he does have mayhem mode, though, he basically personifies the mode. And we do have a chainsaw guy somewhere, so I do want to be on the lookout for that. And there's our boy. We definitely don't want anything to do with that currently. And just pull out the pipe. We're going to take advantage of the fact that mayhem mode has the invulnerability. Set another one by him. Again, mayhem mode, super good for Luis. Just gives him that extra little oomph that he can take advantage of, and it does make him invulnerable. So if you have super good planning, you can probably take better advantage of it than I can. I'm not the best at this game, so if you couldn't tell at this point, but it is basically just for fun. You know, I'm not trying to be the best. We're definitely putting ourselves in a corner here. Don't want to keep doing that too much. But Luis does have okay amounts of first aid spray, so we can take advantage of that. I definitely want to get the hell out of this corner at this point. Unfortunately, I also got comboed a little bit. Go ahead and take that guy out. Go ahead and take advantage of that fact. We're going to just hop over here. We're not going to shoot the dynamite this time. Throw one of these down to stop that grab. Keep running. Put one of these down at the bottom of the ladder and then climb up. And deal with our archer up here, who can get off. And that's not good. We have a chainsaw. We actually have 2 chainsaws. It doesn't really change, but we do have to be on the lookout for them. Definitely don't want to get hit by them. So we're going to go ahead and throw one of these. We need to build up our mayhem here as quickly as possible, which we just did. We could go take advantage of the orb over there, but currently we can't really access it that easily. Just take advantage of the fact that we have iframes here. Let that blow itself up. It should take out an enemy. Throw another one, and it'll stop the chainsaw. Also had Uncle John here. And that's not good. We did get the parry though, so that's good. Throw one of those to get rid of parasites. Heal Luis up to full. Get out of the way of Large Marge here, and use our mayhem mode. And we can't throw down multiple dynamites. Like, I'm tapping right stick right now, but it's not letting me throw one down. You need to wait for the first one to explode before you can use another. Which is okay. I mean, it pretty much needed the limiting factor, otherwise it would have been extremely good for iframes. So it gives you periods of vulnerability that are kind of necessary. Get rid of the parasites. And these guys around us. And I do want to save my mayhem mode for whenever these guys are around, like that. And before it completely runs out, we're going to throw down another dynamite. Unfortunately, Large Marge did not get hit in that. So we're going to hit her with that. This is a very not good situation, so we would definitely want to get out of here. Use our invuln frames to do that. And that should blow up them. Throw another one in this tight little crawl space. Get rid of them. Shoulder charge big boy. We definitely don't want his big ass after us, so we're gonna do that, and then blow up the last one. And after 150 enemies, the game just automatically ends, so. We did pretty decent. I think we were 50,000 away from an S++, so not bad showcasing of Luis. Again, like I said, he's not the best at regular combat, but whenever he gets mayhem mode, which is a lot, is where he shines. But now we can move on to Krauser, who's probably one of my favorites in this one. Him or Hunk usually take the cake on that. Krauser in particular, he plays pretty similarly to what he was. He actually stole Hunk's TMP this time, so he has the TMP and Hunk has an MP5. So he doesn't have his double kick anymore, which is kind of sad, but his kick that he has now still does quite a bit as far as like critting. It seems to do the job of his old double kick just as much as his old double kick did. So, wasn't really a super loss. He still does a shit ton of damage, still deals with crowds like one of the best in the game. And overall, just generally is pretty decent. The only downside to him is that he's kind of... his mayhem mode is kind of slower, whereas before it was just a one and done kind of approach to it. He actually doesn't do it super quick anymore. It's got like a kind of a wind-up sort of thing going to it. But he's also got one of the best knives in the game. So he can do quite a bit with that. And his explosive arrows, super good at dealing with crowds whenever they stack up. And here we actually have his mayhem charged. Gonna deal with that guy on the ground just to keep our combo up and not have to deal with the parasite. But yeah, Krauser still pretty damn good at dealing with a crowd. Like this situation, they're all clustered. Single arrow, absolutely destroys them. His TMP doesn't do a ton of damage, but he can still do a lot on his own. But here we're just going to showcase the mayhem mode. You can't be grappled while you're in this mode, so we don't really have to worry about that. But he is quite a bit slower. He's kind of like a slow-moving tank, but he also did keep his stab, which is still really good. And you can also see down in the bottom right that Krauser has more health than Luis, so he is built a little better. He's got a bit more health, better in close quarters. His mayhem mode is a little bit slower, doesn't do the AoE or like ton of damage like Luis's does, so everyone has their own little special bits and bobs that make them unique as a character, which is really good. But Krauser is still probably one of my more favorite ones, just because his ability to crowd control. Like if I look down here right now, fire an arrow down, as long as I'm not on fire, that is, and I can take out a bunch of people. Then you got this guy who is going to get off the roof. And we do have a chainsaw, so we'd want to be looking out for that. We're going to throw one of these. Try and charge our mayhem mode. And we should have it here in just a second. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now the chainsaw guy needs to fear us, because he's gone. And generally, Krauser would always use the charge attack right off the bat, but in this one, it actually takes a ton of the bar, so we use it at the end. Plus it has a long wind-up and attack animation, so you use a ton of your actual time in mayhem mode if you use it right off the bat, but it doesn't appear to have a particular needed amount of charge to use, so I like to save it till the end. And his kneecap ability is a upward slash, which is also pretty good. But his forward one is whenever he kicks them. So Krauser's got a very distinct, very good moveset for all the characters. All of them do, but I'm just a big Krauser kind of fanboy, so I just like using the character. He's just super fun. He deals with crowds super well. Has probably one of the more fun mayhem modes and one of the more unique ones in the fact that he's crazy parasite-ridden guy. So plus he's got some of the more fun, hard-hitting melees, so. And we definitely just want to get out of here. Go ahead and take advantage of the fact there's parasites to keep our combo up. And then just go to Roundhouse Town. Get rid of that guy to keep it up. And we do have the chainsaw people coming, so I do have a particular idea for them. Whenever we see both of them anyways. And here we can actually see both of them are starting to arrive, so. But we do still have the stab that deals extreme damage to everything and will insta-kill whatever it hits. So it's a good idea to just use it to our advantage. We do have a few parasites out there, so I'm just going to do this. Keep up our combo. We do want to go around collecting some stuff. Do this again. Since we want to keep up our combo, it's a pretty good idea. That guy dropped some dynamite, so I definitely want to heal just in case we get hit by it. And we got more parasites, so gonna deal with them. And then go to Round Town. And miss the melee. Not really sure on that, but it is giving us a bunch of arrows, so we're gonna take advantage of the fact that it is and just keep doing this for a second. The arrows aren't super rare in this actually, so we can take advantage of them, which is nice. And combos are actually pretty decently lenient as far as how long you have between them, so that's also a nice little thing. But here we're actually going to have 3 chainsaws now, so definitely want to be on the lookout for that. Go ahead and put ourselves in a corner here. Be kind of weird, but we can make use of this and do that. So it may look like suicidal maneuvers, but actually we were trapped in there for not a whole lot of time and took extreme advantage of it. And we're actually going to lose our combo at the end. Nope. Never mind, kept it. That's good. So go ahead and kick these guys. Go ahead and stab this guy so he doesn't change, and then heavy grenade Bertha here. And we did it. And that should be an S++. There we go. So yeah, Krauser, super fun, super crowd control, super mayhem mode. As you can see, I put myself in a corner to put them all in a room with me. Kind of like the old saying, I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with my big ass blade arms. So, super fun character, definitely like Krauser. But now we're on to Hunk, who doesn't really do a ton well, but has a particularly good melee attack. Out of all of the characters, he is what I would consider the boss buster for this. He kept his neck breaker, and it works on all of the bosses. So all of the chainsaw people we're going to see, all of the brutes here, we're actually going to have no worries whatsoever as long as we can hit them in the face. Because Hunk doesn't care about any of your shit. And I believe that the theme that is playing for him is actually his escape during Resident Evil 2, the theme song for Fourth Survivor. So that's a pretty little neat nod going on there. But he's also got a kneecapper one where he uses a hidden arm blade. They made him into Ezio. So that's kind of cool. This guy didn't die, so we're going to get rid of him. The only downside I wish that they did do with Hunk, though, is that he had his chain neck breaker. I think that would have been interesting. Because his neck breaker only does one person at a time, it's kind of slower, but at the same time, it's still such a good melee ability for single target that it's kind of ridiculous. But he also has a fun mayhem ability. If you can see down in the bottom right, our ammo became sideways 8. So we can just lay on the trigger. Which is super fun. It's probably one of the more fun mayhems, just for the simple fact that it is mayhem. Go ahead and avoid that. But then we're just going to shoot him in the face. And he's gone. So yeah, Hunk, super good at taking out bosses. In fact, he does not care about them. They basically are normal enemies. So Hunk levels the playing field by being the boss of the game. Like, you think that you're stuck in a room with them, but in reality, he just does what Krauser does with a normal melee ability. And he does have a slight pushback whenever he does do the neckbreaker, so that's pretty good too. And don't want this guy mutating, so... we want to get out of there. Here comes a chainsaw. So we want to be on the lookout for that guy. Because if he hits us, we insta-die, but if we hit him, he insta-dies. So it's kind of a push and pull. But he's gone. And that sucks. Probably going to lose our combo. Nope. We will probably get blown up by this, so I am going to take that. Go ahead and use our melee, or our mayhem, since everything's right in front of us. And he does get more points for headshots, so if we can, we will. But it's also a very unwieldy weapon, so at the same time, kind of hard to aim for headshots. I do like the little flourish with his fingertips as well whenever he is doing a neck breaker. Like you can see he kind of wiggles them afterwards. He's like, yeah, I just did that. It's like Hunk knows that he's awesome. Gonna throw a couple of these. And then get rid of Uncle Billy. And Cousin Jim. Just want to try and keep our combo up the entire time as well, which easier said than done, but is doable. And there, just a easy parry. Get rid of them. But there, we just go absolutely crazy with our mayhem mode, and even still the chainsaws aren't really that big a deal. Just trying to keep a combo. Super simple. And thankfully we hit that dynamite, so that parasite's gone. And we do have to worry about chainsaws again. Not sure what happened to that guy, but not complaining either. So we're just gonna go mayhem mode. Get rid of Super Salvador. And kind of clean house, honestly. And now we just have 3 more guys. And last lady. It's Bertha, so... finish it off with a flourish. But yeah, Hunk, super fun whenever you get rolling. Him and Krauser, probably my favorites. Just really high kill potential, really high crowd control for Krauser, really high boss control for Hunk. Both are super, super good. I really like the new Mercenaries mode. Each of the characters has their own little flourishes, has their own uniqueness to them. They're super fun. They all have something that they bring to the table, and all can do different things for different people. So I really like what they did with the characters. I hope they add more eventually. But all in all, really great. Love every single one of them. But I've went over all the characters. Might do more of them eventually. I do like all of the stages as well. They all have something unique and bring something different to the table. But that's about the end of that. I'll probably try for S pluses and might see more of them along the way. But until then, let me know what you guys think, and have a good one.